Alright, today everyone, we'll be going over 2.8 in like a summary, you should say. And based on like, my thoughts and opinions on like what I think of the story and how good it is and just basically the rating and just everything that played out in it. We're just gonna basically be going over that, and once again, this story does contain spoilers, obviously. I'm pretty sure people who are here are for the reasons of like, looking at the story summary. Nobody's spoiling themselves, but just in case, spoiler warning, because we will be talking about like a lot of stuff into this. But moving on to the video. As the story starts, we begin searching for Ramiel, and then that's when we hear Fairy say this very funny line right here.
Pink hair, operates alone, young woman, kind of a baddie.
Damn, she kind of bad. Wait, what?
Tell me who did it. She kind of bad though. Is that Frost?
After we see this pink hair baddie line, that shit is actually pretty funny. I wasn't expecting like, Fairy or like anybody to say something like that in Zenless. But I like how we have them saying stuff like that. And I just love that goofiness of like, the game and the story. And then shortly after, Belle hallucinates and she sees her teacher, Carol. Just then, Cicia shows up. And then eventually Cicia tells us that she's on paid time off and she'll be working with us. After getting more search results of the pink hair baddies, we see Zhao, Rain, and Nicole. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I see two pink hair baddies. Remove Zhao and keep Rain and Nicole. Now, I know some of you zesty festers are gonna say Zhao is a baddie, but no. Zhao is not a baddie. Let's get that out of here. That's just another thing though I love. Fairy just getting like other results, and then she just picks up other pink haired characters. That's like, it's not Ramiel, but they are baddies once again, not Zhao. But I really do love it how the story has been like starting out with that. But move on to the next part. Then we get the actual info on Ramiel. We get the proper search results, and then we find Ramiel spotted at the tea shop. And then that's when we get to moving. Just as we're getting ready to go out the door, we receive a text from Billy, and he's saying he wants to meet us and show us his new form. So obviously, we head out to Lumina Square to go meet him. Unrelated, but as soon as we step out the door, we spot Yanagi, and she's there, obviously, every time. And you know what she's here for? She's standing here looking for the Bang Boo twerking for 3 hours video. If you guys ever did that trust event with Yanagi, that's what she's looking for. She's looking for that. Meet up with Billy, and then he's posted up there. We talk to him. He talks to us about, he has a new form and everything, and he would like to show us eventually. And that's when Billy also ends up accompanying us on the journey, obviously, which is pretty nice. It's nice to have Cicia and Billy tagging along again. Like, I do love the duo of those two because they're pretty goofy and funny. As we head over to the tea shop to talk to Coco, we ask her about where Ramiel is, and we get more information on that. And that's when we see Ramiel talking to Coco, and she's talking about like ordering the different boba teas, and she ends up getting like 3 different ones, and we get to see a little bit more of like Ramiel's personality. And then later on, Coco tells us that Ramiel went over to the other shop where Yi is located at. And then we start to ask Yi on like, where he's seen Ramiel, like if he's like seen her or anything. And that's when he like tells us the story on, her being here and like talking to him. And meanwhile, she still has like her 3 boba teas, and she talks about like telling him like an old story and stuff. And I still find it crazy that she's drinking 3 of those boba teas. Like, now we can see where all that milk comes from. But yeah, we get the info on that. Yi tells us she headed over to the Gravity Cinema. Just as we head to the Gravity Cinema, that's when we see Haley, and she recognizes and notices something about Belle. And then that's when she exposes Belle, saying, "Aren't you getting tired of bringing this many people here?"
It's you. 1, 2, 3. Have you gotten tired of bringing just one person at a time?
What? Oh, did you guys catch that chat? You know how the dating event, you're like going to the cinema with like a lot of different like girls. I think there's some guys. It might be like Billy or something like that. That's funny though. Hey, don't let Vivian know. Where she's basically exposing Belle for cheating, bringing someone new to the Gravity Cinema each time, which I find pretty funny because that just means that the dating events, you know, the theater stuff, like where they had as like an event and stuff, that just confirms that those are canon, which is also pretty funny. But then we have Wise being suspicious about Belle bringing multiple people. He's like, what do you mean by that?
Flower shop.
Hey, Belle. I think I found something suspicious.
Huh? Did I miss something?
What Haley said earlier about bringing just one person at a time to the cinema. What did she mean by that, Belle?
Yeah, what
Explain.
what you mean by that?
Yes, I noticed that as well. It's a new clue about Belle.
Oh, I thought she was gonna get suspicious.
Feels like a clue that wasn't meant to be found.
Yeah, you've been caught with different people, taking them on dates to the movies. Don't let Yeshun Guang find out. Don't let Vivian find out, and don't let Cicia find out. Luckily, Cicia's a little bit too slow like me to figure out what's going on. After we leave the Gravity Cinema, that's when we head to the flower shop, and then we ask Orchidea if she's seen this photo of Ramiel. And that's when we see Ramiel trying to buy flowers to honor the departed, and she ends up buying white wither blooms. And then Orchidea later on tells her to head to Blazewood. We later on head to Blazewood right after. Billy talks to the Sons of Caledon and reunites again, which is pretty nice. I like to see Billy meeting up with the Sons of Caledon again. And we also see Big Daddy and Cicia talking. And apparently they also go way back. And Cicia like knows the Sons of Caledon. I was always talking about this, saying like how I would love to see Cicia meet the Sons of Caledon. It turns out she knows like them and like Big Daddy, which is pretty nice. And then we hear the tale from Cicia about the first champion, which is obviously revealed to be Billy from what we can see from the image. And she says quite the tale about him. Then they tell us that Bernice might be well informed on Ramiel. And me personally, I can't see Bernice being well informed on Ramiel. Because I don't know what's going on in that brain besides nitro fuel. But we later on head over to Bernice. Then we talk to Bernice, and she tells us that apparently her and Ramiel are really good friends, which is actually surprising. And basically how they met is they drunk a bunch of like nitro fuel, like just chugging a bunch of nitro fuel like late, and eventually that's how they became friends. You know, I guess you could say alcoholic friends. That's something that I would never see, but apparently Bernice did have info on Ramiel, and that was about it. But the only thing is she couldn't remember Ramiel's name, which is crazy, but typical Bernice. Then we head into the hollow, and then that's when we witness Billy finally transforming.
Oh, evil darker than a black hole. Rejoice! You've earned the honor of being swallowed
Yo.
by starlight. Dimension burst. Star crash. Starlight night. Transform. Running into me today. Must be your
Where'd the
lucky
bike come
day.
from?
Behold, my brand new form, upgraded with funds from Boston Gold Wallet. Come at me, all of you.
And we see his transformation, and I want to spot out this little funny detail right here with Cicia acting in the background that I didn't catch, that I've been seeing everywhere. Is this image of Cicia like pointing and her tail is like all curved and shit and acting goofy, like just goofy ass animation, bro. Like I love that shit. Like, and I don't know why Belle was standing like that too. After that, Cicia activates her Sharingan to trace the ether, And we get to play as Billy, obviously, and we come to find out that Billy, you know, power crep Mavika in exploration. You can see him riding around in his bike and shit. But bro's got the Malvika gameplay. That's besides the point. As we stumble upon some traces, we get different readings, and then that's when we end up meeting Romeo, the wolf dude that we previously thought that we like took down and stuff. We see him, but this time he's different. And Billy over here blazing himself, saying that he has no weakness.
Point is, I've got no weaknesses now. No matter what's waiting ahead of us, we take the shortest route and charge straight through. What business card?
Wait, what?
Manager?
Oh shit. He caught a virus. Just as he says he has no weakness, Romeo gives him a virus. He should have updated his fire protection, that's all I'm saying. And another interesting thing, it turns out that Romeo this entire time is yokai. And that's when we see multiple Romeo models show up. And then they start to surround us. Luckily, our girl Promia comes in and saves the day and helps out Bill, Cicia, and Billy. And which later on she ends up joining us in the investigation. After getting more leads on Romeo, we go through a fissure and find ourselves in a memorial where Romeo left fresh wither blooms. And suddenly, this is when Belle starts speculating that Romeo might be connected to the time that old Eridu was founded 100 years ago. She thinks she could be connected to the pink-haired first generation Void Hunter. This takes us back to, you know, the old video with like all the Void Hunters, where we like see the older first generation Void Hunters, and you see one particular one with pink hair and angel wings as well in a black robe, and that is who we were speculating in the story who she might be. And I've always like said that from like the start. Shortly after, then we spot Romeo off in the distance talking to some sort of clanker device. When we return to Blazewood, we meet up with the Sons of Caledon and discuss the situation. This is when we see this funny interaction between Billy and Cicia. Bag of particularly tough jerky.
Cicia, need a hand? Check it out. My new armor's got fingertip micro thruster assist.
Fingertip
Dumbass,
micro.
tricked by the enemy.
Whoa.
Hands off my snacks.
Whoa, that's actually, bro. I didn't expect him to cuss. What the fuck? She called Billy a dumbass, bro. God damn, you have to do his ass like that. I want to replay that line.
Stop! Dumbass, you almost got tricked by the enemy. Hands off my snacks.
Damn, you have to do bro like that. And after seeing this scene had me cracking up because like I was not expecting Cicia to call Billy a dumbass, and I wasn't suspecting Zenless to actually be cussing and stuff. Like they have done it before, obviously. We've seen it back then. They would like cuss, but they would like blank it out.
Pissed, and this station's reporter, I can't listen to this anymore. Those criminals need to get. As soon as we find them, we should just get them all, and then them again.
But no, they actually like went through it. Then I just found this little interaction between Cecil and Billy to be like really funny. Called him a dumbass. Then we later go over to Promia and Cecil, and we see the two of them standing by a fire. And that's when we get a glimpse into Promia's past. So again, we see this scene where Promia is eliminating people, and then she spots two over by Cicia, and that's where she offs two people right in front of Cicia. And for some reason, I don't know why, she decides to walk over to Cicia after doing that and raises her hand and what it looks like tries to pet her, and Cicia smacks her with her tail and runs off. And she was like, I didn't get to pet the little snake. And I'm like, of course you didn't get to pet the snake. You just off two people right in front of an innocent little Cicia. He's like, you think she's gonna let you pet her in the head? He's like, come on, bro. But eventually, Promia lets Cicia know that she didn't have any intentions or anything of harming her. And we later on get to see these two like develop and get a little bit more used to each other, like standing next to the fire, which is pretty nice. We head over to Billy and Leiter, who are reminiscing about the past, and Leiter's talking to Billy about him being the first champion and his old self, and Billy's over here simply replying saying that he doesn't want to be that old self anymore, he doesn't want to be that shell, and he wants to make a new future for himself as the Starlight Knight, obviously. I like seeing the two of them getting together too, as Leiter is also the champion, the current champion, if I'm not mistaken. But after that, Belle heads to bed, only to find herself sleepwalking, where she ends up being catched by Ramiel. And that's when Ramiel starts to ask us some questions. This is where she later on confirms to us that she is the pink-haired first-generation Void Hunter, known as Ramiel Dan. After that, the group arrives, and just then, that's when Ramiel leaves. And Promia shares that Topps has known Ramiel's true identity the entire time, and that they deployed anti-Void Hunter riot suppression mechs to take down Ramiel. This confirmed even further that she was a Void Hunter, obviously. Then we also find out that Cecia somehow managed to stick a tracker on Ramiel, which is actually crazy, and they were giving her credit for putting a tracker on a first generation Void Hunter, which I was like, you giving her a little bit too much credit, but it was Chalky that did it, but still part of her, obviously. After that, we track her whereabouts. Ramiel soon finds out that Cecia stuck a tracker on her. Then she leaves it behind with a note giving us a warning. She tells us that she promises she will return the W engine, and there is no need to venture any deeper. And you know me, I would always be venturing deep. Now I'm just playing. Ignoring that warning, Belle follows the visions of Ramiel and finds a coffin that is later on followed up by an anti-Void Hunter riot suppression mech. Not sure how, but we eventually managed to beat the riot suppression Void Hunter mech, or whatever you call it. That thing is fake news, because that thing ain't suppressing no Void Hunters if it's getting beat by Billy and Cecia. That's all I'm saying. After celebrating defeating the Void Hunter mech, Cecia and Promia start to notice Belle wandering towards the strange coffin. She touches the coffin. That's when we see Belle changing and transforming into an etheric creature, merging with the Void Hunter mech parts. Yeah. Oh my god.
Is Belle inside that thing?
Subdue it to get Belle out of there.
After we defeat the proxy, we think everything is over, then we find ourselves preparing for something else. That's when we witness the proxies transform for the second time and reveal their final form.
I'll take the top. You check the bottom.
Wait, it's not over yet.
No, it can't be. Is that Belle?
Manager, that you? This doesn't look good.
Experience tells me we should retreat, observe, and come up with a plan.
Wow.
But my instincts tell me, if we don't defeat it right here, right now, Belle will never come back.
Oh my god, that is fucking sick. After that, the whole gang gets folded like an omelet, and Promia almost dies until Ramiel shows up and saves the day. She sucks us dry, removing the transformation while also retrieving her weapon and showing off her white angel wings with boosters on them for some reason. Then we're graced with this beautiful image of Ramiel holding her hand, saying she should have come sooner, and I'm not gonna lie, I would have came sooner.
I'm sorry. I should have come here sooner, warned you to leave sooner, and erased my trail sooner.
I would have came sooner too.
I'm always like
Ramiel tells us that our Void Hunter weapon named Thaumiel was hidden here, She knows where our golden eyes come from, which is Helios. She later on tells us that our contact with Thamiel is what led to our transformation, and that it is not incurable. Then she tells us that we should head to Roscalifer and find a doctor that is best suited for both her and us. After that, Ramiel says we should get some rest, and just like that, we drift off. We woke back up at the video store, talking to Wise, and Belle realizes that Ramiel kept her word, and she gave us back the W engine. I see Yanagi's still here looking for that 3-hour Bang Boo twerking video. Can you go back to section 6? After that, we head downstairs. Belle lets Billy and Cecilia know that she's okay. Meanwhile, Billy mentions that Nicole, Ambi, and Nekomata are still away. And I'm thinking, I'm telling you, bro, we're gonna get that S rank Nicole. There's a reason she's gone. I'm not sure about the whole cutting hairs group. You know, Nekomata is already S rank, so she's in Ambi, so they're not coming back with S ranks, obviously. Maybe, who knows? Maybe we get SS Nekomata. No, I'm just playing. But hey, I'm speculating that Nicole, she might be at. I feel like Nicole is probably at Roscalifer, and she's gonna come back in S rank form. That's my call.
Not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous to say.
We see this photo of Nicole running away from a bunch of Bang Boos, and this also supports that too, like a bunch of Bang Boos. And you know, Roscalifer is like the city of Bang Boos. Maybe she is at Roscalifer. I don't know. This just leads me to believe we might meet Nicole on Roscalifer, maybe later on, but we'll have to see. And after talking with Billy and Cecia, we find out that they'll also be accompanying us to Roscalifer, which is pretty nice. We get to see the comedic duo again of those two accompanying us on the journey. I think it'll be a fun one, and I'm glad we're not forgetting about Cecia. I'm not gonna lie, they kind of forgot about Ye Xiongguang, like her memories, but now I'm just playing. But it's good to know that Billy and Cecia will be traveling with us to Roscalifer. Shortly after, we're later on greeted by Valina and Norma. And once again, they're telling us that they're on a special assistance request issued by Mayor Mayflower in the Marcel group. Valina says that we are in need of treatment, and on behalf of Roscalifer, Belle and Wise are invited to reside in New Eridu's classified airspace known as Roscalifer. Belle tells Norma and Valina that Remiel told her to go there, and that's when Valina reveals that Remiel is an S-class fugitive declared by Roscalifer for trying to assassinate the High Consul Lady Sunbringer. Back at Krampus, we find ourselves looking at a glorious scene of Promea, and I'll let you guys look at this one. Oh, hold up. Oh, chat, what's going on here? Hey, base is endless devs. Then we later on find out that Promea will also be coming to Roscalifer, and this is where she mentions telling Phoenix that it's time to move. And I'm pretty sure you guys remember Phoenix. We've seen her in the drip, obviously. And I never noticed this, but you know, once again, the live stream spoiled us with that as well.
Go tell Phoenix. It's time to move. Destination: Celestial Nexus, Roscalifer.
You hear Promea say Phoenix is time to move in one of like the cutscene things. And this is where she says that. And it leads you to wonder, is Phoenix part of Krampus? If that's the case, that's pretty cool. And where is she, is my question. But yeah, that's basically it. That's a summary I did for the story, and I really do love how everything like played out and how it went through. I love like the character development. I love how Cecia and Promea were slowly getting along after like the incident. Billy hanging out with Lighter and everything. Bernice knowing Ramiel. Cecia knowing like Big Daddy and just the Sons of Caledon. Well, it's another thing where I just love it how everybody's like getting together, and it like makes the game feel more lively, and we get to see a little bit more of like Ramiel's personality. They kind of did her a little bit better than Ye Xiongguang, I'm not gonna lie, in terms of like introducing her and like getting to know more things about her, because she's going more, we're getting more story on her, obviously. And as much as I love Ye Xiongguang, you know, she wasn't shoved down our throats just like Ye Xiongguang. RIP Dial In and Bonnie Way story quest. But that's basically it. And for my reaction, I will leave you guys with that.
Go tell Phoenix. It's time to move.
Phoenix.
Destination. Celestial Nexus. Rose Califer.
Oh, hell yeah.
New Eridu hides a secret.
Wait, what? Are they actually throwing this in here? Wow.
Its prosperity springs from an
I wasn't
endless
expecting
stream of
that.
data.
Like through the cutscene that they showed us, the teaser.
Originating from a place far removed from the noise of the city. The Celestial Nexus. Rose Califer.
Go. Inform all.
Yo, what's up, Galaxy? I peeped your chat. I'm locked in right now.
3, 2, 1.
Even though we've already seen it, looking at it again, obviously.
Parameters are correct. Why is the output?
It's good that you stay focused on your work. But perhaps it's time I take a closer look at your research budget.
Huh? Why, Belina? You already cut it last month.
The wind's picking up. The storm is coming.
That ain't the only thing coming.
What agreement? You need my signature too?
Claret.
When did Flint Workshop's opinion matter this much? Miss, please, don't make trouble for Dada Boo.
The sucrose.
Okay, I'll sign it.
The rest should be reviewed again as well.
Yes, sir.
Full of openness.
Cigarette.
No elegance.
Hey, you alright?
Lady Secret? What I mean is, your tactics are sound, but your execution still needs work. Your
I think that's EOS. Like the proxies in that big boo.
And
Correct me if I'm wrong.
prosperity.
Storyteller.
Nothing more than a fleeting illusion. The source of that endless stream is neither human ingenuity nor a gift from the heavens above. It is a chasm of suffering.
There go Phoenix.
Is this really the outcome you wanted?
Those who gaze into the abyss will find the abyss gazing back.
Who are those two?
Those who abandon their past
The boy
will
Severian.
escape being hunted by it.
Rose Califer.
That towering ideal now stands on the brink of collapse. The old vows may no longer remain. All I want is an answer.
Why does she have boosters on her wings?
One that only you can give me. Sunbringer.
Yo. Bro, that story quest was fucking amazing, bro. Holy shit. You know, as for what I would rate it, you know, I would have to give it a typical Genizat 7 out of 10. No, I'm just playing. On all honesty, I think I might give that like I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10, to be honest. That shit was amazing. It was, I enjoyed it every way through. And I was not expecting a lot of shit. This story quest was amazing. I'd say this is the best story quest of 2X, since we're still in 2X. We're in 2.8. I remember back then, you guys can call me crazy, I said it was 2.6. 2.7 came out. 2.7 was amazing too. I enjoyed that. But this right here, oh my god. Nice gave it an EOS out of 10.